having somebody else to bounce ideas around of like general like water cooler moments and chats in your office and to extract that and do it for you, I think is super helpful. So I'm definitely not against agencies. I just worry that sometimes when you get an agency of a big size, you end up getting a junior put on your account who doesn't know how to pitch.
Your background is in writing, your love for writing and journalism. And so I feel like you like to talk about writing, but for designers, the idea of writing and pitching stories is like, it's so painful. I know I can do it, but I don't want to. There's resistance that I'm feeling.
You don't have to write anything other than here's sort of 3 bullet points. Like if people who are pitching to you, right? Like you probably had some terrible pitches for people to collaborate with you. So you tell me, like, what makes a good pitch stand out from a bad pitch?
Oh, I like this. Okay. Well, first, I would say when you first talk to me, don't pitch me. And please do your homework, know something about me, find the common area of interest as an opening to have a conversation. I know that whenever somebody reaches out, they want something. That's natural. I'm not faulting you for wanting something, but buy me lunch first, like figuratively speaking. Don't just try to sleep with me on the first moment. It's too much. It's just too much. Like, hire me. I'm like, I don't even know who you are. Give me a job, refer me, boost my post. It's all these requests and there's no rapport being built. That's usually where it goes wrong. But then somebody will ask a question and maybe offer something to me that is helpful.
So do you think sometimes maybe you've had fans of yours who you've seen engage with your content for a long time? So then if they ask, it doesn't feel as awkward for you because you think, you know what, they've supported me for a long time.
Absolutely. And they don't even have to ask because then I'll start noticing them. And here's how my brain works. On LinkedIn, if you comment something thoughtful and you're there a lot, I will then say like, why aren't I connected to you? And then I click on your profile and it looks like there's been this stale connection request that's been sitting there because there's so many I haven't gone through. So I accept that. So the conversation begins. I'm inviting you now to have a dialogue with me.
Mm-hmm. And then when people are pitching to you, are they sending you long pieces of prose or is it quite often just a couple of bullet points?
Good. I see where you're getting and where you're going with this. The ones that send me blocks of copy, I don't even look at. It just shocks my system. Like, I don't have time for this right now. It could be the most beautiful, most helpful thing that anybody's ever written, but my brain goes into complete overwhelm mode. So I want 2-3 words, a couple of bullet points. That's all I need.
Mm-hmm. So how do you think you're going to pitch to a journalist?
This is the trap. And then you're just like, hey, what's that over there? And it closes on my foot. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. But what I was going to say was, I'm in this place in my life where maybe many people listening to this are like, great, I can go to your website and learn how to do this, right? I'd rather just spend my money and hire somebody like you to do this for me.
Yeah.
Is that crazy?
No, that's not crazy. I think, generally speaking, I think boutique agencies and freelancers are the route, or you say route, don't you? The route to go down?
The route, yes.
The route. I think freelancers are great. I think there's a risk sometimes that an artist will only work with a PR that works with artists, or a design agency only works with PRs that reps design agencies. And the problem with that is then sometimes you do get a bit siloed and you do only get the trade coverage and you're not sort of thinking out of the box. I always kind of like to straddle like both like the B2B world, so the trade press and the B2C, so like the consumer media, because that would help me to do things differently. So that would help me to take like a creative agency and put it in the front end, like in the news section. So like an example, I worked with a creative agency who had a dog in the office. In those days, it was revolutionary. It's obviously not now. And we did a piece of research on having pets in the office and creativity. And then that ended up in the front section of newspapers. Having somebody else to bounce ideas around of like general like water cooler moments and chats in your office and to extract that and do it for you, I think is super helpful. So I'm definitely not against agencies. I just worry that sometimes when you get an agency of a big size, you end up getting a junior put on your account who doesn't know how to pitch.